more than any other person on this earth.
That's lovely.
Yes.
All right, so Malik, that means you can't do the same thing. You have to find someone else.
No, I mean, whilst you were talking about car, and I was just thinking. So my kid brother, the car I use currently was one given to me by my kid brother.
So I can see that you guys say, how they say, Munam Dazi.
Charlie.
You know, so my car developed a problem, and so he brings cars sometimes to help people buy cars. He's very savvy at these things. So my car developed a problem, and I told him about it. He said, "Oh, I have this mechanic who will do this. Okay, let's spray the car." Then he picked the car, and then he handed me his. And he just registered the car this year. So he took mine, gave it to the mechanic. When it was done, he went to pick it, and then said, "Oh, your car doesn't consume, so I'd like to keep it. So keep the other one."
Oh,
that's such a beautiful thing.
You know. So and I'm proud of him, Mustafa Malik Dabo. He's a very reasonable person. And I always say he's my first son because when our dad died, he had stopped schooling. So I picked him up, put him in school, encouraged him here and there.
Wow. And
then he went through school, went to UDS, came and said he wanted to do marketing. So I spoke to I think Max Fuga and then CVD, Charles Van Dyke. So they picked him here to do marketing. So he's with Adom TV.
Wow.
And he's done well for himself. Sometimes when Katie gives him pressure, he will come and tell me. He says, Katie is giving him pressure.
Please, Katie gives us all pressure. You should deal with his, we'll deal with ours.
Yes, but I'm pretty proud of him.
That's fantastic.
For what
and
he's
to think
done
that
for
you two are
himself, for
still
the
good
family.
friends and that he actually
Yes,
minds what happens to you. It's
absolutely.
particularly
That's so nice.
beautiful.
And,
That's beautiful.
He doesn't waste a minute to tell everyone what I have done in his
That's
life.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So I bet you will be on his list for gratitude this morning,
Absolutely.
no doubt.
I'm sure he's pretty much expressing similar views.
You know.
Definitely. Well, you've been sending your messages through, so many of them. All of you grateful to so many people because life has been good, or better than it would have been otherwise for us this year. So I got a message from Zeno. Zeno says, I have two people. Zeno is cheating already. Two people. Dr. Stephen Kusi, Medical Director, St. Martin Hospital in Agomenya, and Mr. Ofei, CEO of Zeneida Pharmacy, also in Somenya. And she says that they both supported me medically and financially when I most needed help. They encouraged me when I almost gave up in seeking treatment for my ailments. They tell me they are not going to stop helping me. I thank God for their lives. Kujo, from the depth of my heart, I say God bless them abundantly and keep them safe. I'm immensely grateful. That's wonderful. All right. So listen, why don't you call us? Tell us who you're grateful to and then tell us the story, just like Zeno did there. Tell us what have they done to make you grateful. The numbers 0302 216 541. Okay, 0302 216 541 or 0244 340 437 0244 340 437. And that one person who has impacted your life, that's who we want to know about. Citizen Francis says, let us all celebrate the season safely and responsibly and remember to help those who are less fortunate than ourselves in this season of giving. I wish all Joy FM listeners a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. May the good Lord bless us all. Oh, thank you, Citizen Francis. That's a wonderful message. This one says, good morning, Ohini Kuju. Hey. okay, I take the crown and all my specials. Thank you, Multimedia. That's Samira in Adenta. Eric is in Edukrum. He calls us now. Eric, good morning.
Good morning.
Afishaba to you. So talk to me. Who is that one person you are grateful to?
Yes, his name is Dr. Samson Etimo. He works at Atomic Energy. And this man has been an angel from God in my life. Indeed, I checked with him that he's more than a family. This man picked me and took me to the School of Counseling and Psychology, paid for everything, got me employed at Mountain Research Institute. Together with my family, we say we are most grateful. May the Almighty God bless him and his family, give him long life and good health. Whatever his hands finds to do, may it be blessed. And I pray that whatever he has done for me, may his generation and his seed that comes after him never lack.
Oh,
In Jesus' name.
amen. That's beautiful. Oh, I'm sure he'll certainly appreciate that message from you. Thank you so much for calling us. And that was Eric from Edu Krum. Ishak is in our Santibekwa. Ishak, good morning.
Good morning, I am Ishak.
Afishiapa Ishak. So talk to me. Who are you grateful to?
Oh my God, I'm grateful to one Mr. Mensah, who was a baser in Akuperi Teacher Training College. You know, I come from Upper West, but I was born and bred in Ashanti region, in a typical village where I walk miles to school. After I was able to complete senior secondary school, I was told the best place for me was a teacher training college. And I started looking for training college myself. I went to my hometown, Wajahan. It didn't work. I came to Tamale, Batco. It didn't work because I didn't know anybody. But somebody directed me to go and see this man. Immediately he saw me. He told me he would definitely do his best. And today, I completed the teacher training college, went on to the university, where I never dreamt I could ever be. Today, at least, I am also helping Ghana by being a teacher from the basic school, and now I'm in the secondary school teaching. And currently, I'm even doing a master's program in Winnipeg, Master of Science in Education.
Wow.
I never dreamt I could have climbed this far. And anytime I remember this man, I know God actually did it through him. And I'm forever grateful to Mr. Mensah, wherever he is this morning.
Oh, what a beautiful story there. Thank you so much, Ishak, for calling us with it. Thank you, Mr. Mensah, wherever you are. God bless you. All right, Nana is in Medina. Nana, good morning.
Good morning.
Afishiapa.
I think I'm you, my son.
So, Auntie Nana, why don't you tell us who you are grateful to this year?
Mr. Leslie at Joy FM. I want everybody who is in Joy FM should help me to thank that man, Leslie. Leslie don't know me anywhere, and I'm blind. The moment he heard my voice on radio, that very day, he went to his friends in social network, get that a very huge money, not a small money, food that I was not having a cup of rice in the house. This just 1 year today, I think it coming. He came to my house, he heard me on Thursday, he came there on Saturday. The food that he brought, we ate it almost 6 months, and the money has let my son go to school, and now he's in level 200 now. And that thing Leslie did, it has, I don't understand, because he doesn't know me anywhere, Commander. Because I'm a blind woman, this man did this job for me, and I don't know what, I don't know what to say. So anywhere that Leslie is, tell him or anybody who knows him to say, Nana said, what he did for me, I've been playing. Anytime I go on my knees, I said, gosh, if the money is not a small money, nobody can do that. He did for me. And I thank him very much. I'm very grateful for what he did. And God is going to reward him and joy him. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Auntie Nana, for calling. Right, let's take another call. Gabriel is in Accra. Good morning, Gabriel.
Good morning, John.
Thank you so much for calling us. Gabriel, who are you thankful to?
I want to say a very big thank you to Philip Akudugu Abogore. He's in Accra, Mensa Bar, and that man has been a very great inspiration to me and many of us, especially his siblings. In fact, at a point in time when there is no hope, he has always been the one to, see us through. In fact, I must say that he, in a family, you have those kind of people who always shoulder almost all the responsibilities of the family. And even when it is tough, you see that, look, financially, he's down. A lot of things on his head. Once you tell him your problems, he's ready and willing. Even if he cannot do it, he would say that, look, okay, I will try to see how best I can do it. And it's I don't know how to thank that guy, but seriously, he's a blessing. He's a mentor. He's everything. I want to say good morning to Philip Akudugu Abogore for everything that you have done for me, for everything that you have done for the family. God richly bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that wonderful story. God bless you too. All right, Ajiman Joseph is in Community 9, Tema. Joseph, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I'm good. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Merry Christmas.
Many happy listeners. This is my first time talking to you.
Oh, we are welcome to the family.
You are great. Like all the coaches, I know.
Bless you, brother. Okay, so who are you grateful to this year?
For me, this I'm very much grateful to Mr. Fesichum because for what he has done for the mother Ghana, bringing out multimedia with great guys, doing great things for us to enjoy radio every day. God be with him. And I say Merry Christmas to Joy FM Multimedia from Mr. Fesichum to the cleaner in the house. God bless everybody.
God bless
and
you.
I want to see all of you in strength and good health in 2020.
Amen. Amen. Joseph, thank you so much. Oh, that's beautiful. God bless you. God bless you. We appreciate you. Charles is in Teshi. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning, Kojo.
Merry Christmas to you too.
I'm very grateful to one interested Ajirapo of Zumalayan. He's actually my brother who have assumed the position of a father in my life. He sees me through secondary school, to polytechnic, to university. I'm currently doing my master's at Gepa and still pay my school fees, pay for my son's school fees. Even today you called me that he has bought something for us so you can pick it. Help me say thank you to him and God bless him.
Oh, you are fortunate, Charles. God bless him and God bless you. All right, Achimota next. Good morning, Ni.
Yeah, good morning, Kojo. How is everything?
Not bad at all. It's good to hear your voice this morning.
Yeah, and it's good you are back to you.
Oh, we thank God.
Let me begin my gratefulness first to Pastor Kojo Frempong. That the man has done so well this year. To me, from 1 a.m. down to 4 or 5 a.m., it hasn't been easy. In fact, he has kept some of us alive today. Let me go straight again to where I'm coming from. You know, this year is one of the years that I will forever be grateful to God till I leave this earth. Why am I saying this? There's a doctor at Achimota Hospital called Sylvester Nanote. I wouldn't be alive today as I'm speaking. I was rushed to the emergency ward. This gentleman was about leaving the hospital after his duty. I was almost dead, Kojo. And the only thing I heard was that if I spent the next 1 hour in the house, I would not be alive. And he stood by me till 5 a.m. I was given two IVs on both hands. I took 16 within the moment. 16 on both hands.
Wow.
And lo and behold, by 6 a.m., I was coming back alive. And this gentleman, wherever he is today, I don't know him from anywhere. Kojo, he saved my life. I spent some weeks in the hospital. I came back alive. So I thank him so much.
And may God bless him.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Man, that's amazing. May God really bless him for being a good Samaritan. Thank you for that. Daniel is in Pokwase. Good morning, Daniel. How are you doing?
Good morning, Kojo. I'm fine, thank you. Yourself?
Not bad at all. I'm sure Christmas in Pokwase is it's like Christmas in New York, isn't it?
You can understand. I'm actually on the hill, so I'm really, really enjoying it.
No doubt. All right. So, who are you grateful to?
Yes, this morning I want to say special thank you to Mr. KSM. In fact, it was through that man the first time I ever had the opportunity to work. I just got home frustrated one day after a diploma course, and I was led to go to his house. Interestingly, he at the entrance, the security was like, "Do you have an appointment with him?" I said, "No." So how come you want to meet him? I said, "Well, tell him a stranger wants to meet him." This man asked the security to let me in. I went. He offered me a chair in his living room, and Kodo, I told him about my challenge, the fact that there was nobody to help anywhere. He picked up a phone, called a friend who was, he had this, I think, what is it called? The recruitment agency. And so the woman told him to ask me to come and to come with a certain amount. KSM wrote a check, I think that time it was 2002 or 2004, sorry. A check of 500,000 cedis, so like 50 cedis today, right? And gave me TNT, asked me to buy a nice shirt and a tie to go and meet the woman. And that is how come I got a job. And through that job, today I have been able to rise. I did my first degree and I've done my master's.
Wow.
Yes. Anywhere you meet KSM, tell him, Daniel. I'm not sure if he still remembers. Although I'm in touch, but that is what God used the man to do for me, and I cannot just sit and keep quiet on this. So anybody who is listening, who has access to KSM, should tell him that Daniel Akron says he is grateful and cannot forget that gesture that he allowed himself for God to use to bring me this far. I also want to say special thanks to my wife, who has also been the backbone. It's been a challenging time, a moment, but she's been so supportive, and we have come this far. And because I also want to thank Mrs. B. I am in tears because when I heard the woman who was expressing her appreciation to Legends for what it takes not just an ordinary human being, but somebody super to come in and assist somebody in need, and so to have availed himself to be used to impact positively on that woman's life. I relate to it, and I also say that in SSB, God bless you, and your generation will enjoy that thing that you did for that woman.
Oh, thank you so much for that. And God bless you too. Thank you, Daniel. Albert is in Kumasi. Albert, it's a.
That's my boss.
Afishapa.
I think come here.
So tell me, who are you grateful to this year?
The person that I'm grateful is Mr. Adu Jemfrey. He attends church at Tafur Gospel Center, Assemblies of God. They normally call him manager. He's my uncle. He took me through school from SHS, Training College. After I was posted to Sunyani, at that time, no Ghana education. Nothing in my pocket, I haven't been paid. He gave me money to rent. When the talk get going, he would send me money. I was situated to get that. So I was being paid. I was put on salary. In fact, after that, I'm an ambitious guy. I wanted to go out schooling. I spent almost all my money to try to travel outside. For 3 good years, again, I succeeded. So this my uncle called me and told me, come to Kumasi. I came to Tafo. He sat me down. Why don't you further your education here? Probably after that, there would be so many opportunity out there for you. I took it into consideration. Next year, I bought from Suriname Bakote College of Technology. Now, I'm in there doing construction, technology, and education, first year. In fact, now that even I am doing everything, but when the talk still got going, he is the only person that I would resort to. He hasn't done this for me alone, with my sisters, my family members, everybody, you know. I appreciate this man so much, what he has done for me, and his wife too. I would add her, because without, you know, we the accounts, you know, without the wife supporting and stuff, you know. So I appreciate
it's not just accounts.
I appreciate more of us so much, and I pray say Yankopon shall degree.
Amen. Amen.
To be okay, be unconscious and more for say acquisition Martin. That's what then I say. The way man be he appreciate it, and I owe him big time.
Wow, you certainly do. And thank you so much for sharing that wonderful story with us, Albert. God bless you. God bless you, Akwesi. This just warms the cockles of your heart, doesn't it, Joyce?
I know. Very, very humbling to hear people tell these very ordinary daily stories, but tell them with so much passion, such faith, that there is still something in humanity. Yeah. There's still a certain generosity of spirit and of heart, that you can still meet a total stranger who will change the course of your life and of your destiny. And I think that mentioning Lexus was quite interesting, and I'm sure he's very much like me. I would certainly have put my phone off too, or deliberately avoid taking calls, at least from those of you who are here in the studio, because I have this funny feeling that he's listening. You know, each year I make these donations to some quarters in particular, and then someone actually took some photographs. I didn't know, but a colleague of mine who was with me knew that these pictures had been taken. So as soon as we sat in the car, he said, Auntie Joyce, I think you should tell her to delete the photographs. And I said, no, better still, tell her I have never, ever shared these photographs, and I would want to keep it very, very private. So I understand him, because I think that lately we belittle our contributions to people's lives, and we want to share some of these stories with everybody. If the beneficiary, the recipient, decides to tell their own story, like having listened to that woman whose son is now in level 200, that is awe-inspiring. It tells you that the little things you do can sometimes have very far-reaching ramifications for the individual. Note that the seed was actually sown with the woman. It is even possible at the time he didn't know that the monies that were given were actually going to be able even to support her family, even with their education. So it is very, very important that we should continue to put a human face on all of our actions, on our activities, because there is always that someone who is so not privileged, who will never even, there are people who cannot even take a bottle of water a day for granted. I met a lady who said that the whole of this year, she hadn't seen any money.
Can you imagine?
Yes, can you imagine?
How do you survive a year?
How do you survive a whole year? And I said, money, as in what she said, cash. And she literally explained to me in very, very, very succinct terms what she meant.
Wow.
And this is a story of a lot of people here in Ghana. And of course, even in that basket of people, very few of them would come across that individual who will make a difference in their lives. It is important that you are asking people to share their stories about gratitude. If it is gratitude towards a family member, you can take it for granted. If it is gratitude from your mother, your parents, your siblings, of course, it is their duty, it is their obligation, erga omnes. But when it comes to those individuals, and sometimes I look back to persons I've met over the years who have been touched, especially by the boss, President Mahama's relationship and interactions with them. He continues to live as if he's still a member of parliament. You'd be surprised the sorts of people you meet, the number of kids who are named after him. Every day there's a story you come across about how he has impacted some, not through his politics, just through his own private interactions with people. And I believe that this morning, the story of Lexus, who is not in the limelight in any way, he is not a politician, he is just an individual who works for the station, whose program has touched so many lives. Even in his private life, he emulates the example that he lives in the studio. I think that is an extremely insightful story. Indeed. I wonder how much he earns that he could have given that woman that amount of money. It tells you the story about him as a person, his level of generosity, his kind-heartedness. I think that is the example we want to share with people this morning. That no matter how little, the little you manage to share with someone, that you are able to sacrifice with another, might still be just an opportunity for that person. And of course, we listen to Malik about his story with his brother. In some cases, your parents die when you're very young, and there is no other member of family to support you. His brother and his family were actually very lucky to have him young as he was then, but having the spirit, the generosity, even the commitment, because it meant then that he had to deny himself of something that he probably needed even more than his younger brother. But he believed in the power of education, that would give him the independence he required. And today, it is a very beautiful story that they have both not only survived, but that they are both successful and continue to contribute to humanity. I think these are inspirational stories. That is also the teaching of Jesus Christ. The spirit behind Christmas is that we should share with the less fortunate. It is a story of the shepherd boy, and it is a story we should continue to allow to influence our lives. So I think fantastic stories so far, and I'm sure there will be more to come, and certainly a way to give back to society in all the little ways, in the ways that we don't celebrate, in the ways that we don't publish, in the ways that we don't even share with other people. I think those people whose lives you touch know very well what impact, if any, you've had on their lives.
And hey, Joyce, when you open a church,
next time,
I'll attend, okay?
Could you next time don't put me in the studio with an intelligent person who makes you feel so inadequate?
Yes, follow that and let's see.
No, I will fail at it. I will fail at it. I won't try.
I was thinking though, Malik, that while you hear people mention names of those who have impacted their lives in such great ways, I wonder if we're all thinking, who will mention my name this year? You know? Who have you
touched?
Yeah.
And how?
And it's one of those questions which shouldn't make you despair if you can't think of anyone, because it should rather give you hope that next year that should be what you do.
The opportunity exists to touch somebody's life. And sometimes it doesn't take an odious amount of money to touch people's lives. Sometimes just the little things, the willingness to share what you have. Because what is little for you is so much more for some other person. So like Honorable is talking about this woman who hasn't seen any money at all. Whatever amount that you may feel insignificant will mean so much to that person. And all of us, if we are willing, we can always spare something. Every single one. We just have to be willing to spare that thing. Just be willing to cut back on some of the luxuries that we have and can afford, so that you can touch somebody's life.
Indeed.
Because that's what we exist for. And there are so many things that we can do without, but only if we desire to so do.
Wow. You know, the text messages there, so many of them. Let me try and read a few. This one says, Kojo, it's a tall list, but frankly, that one person is my wife, Nutifafa Christy Agogo. She's been phenomenal. God bless her. And Nutifafa apparently celebrated her birthday yesterday, so belated happy birthday to you, Nutifafa, and God bless you for being such a wonderful wife. This is from Hannah Lisa. She says, grateful for my mother, Elizabeth Addo, who, in addition to being an excellent mother, stood behind me as a prayer warrior, helping me scale through some challenging times. She remained encouraging and understanding. God bless my mother, Madam Elizabeth Ado. This one says, to Mr. and Mrs. Akomenyi at Takrady, we say a very big thank you. They sponsored our honeymoon in January 2019, took us to lovely places, and it was a very memorable one. God richly bless them. Good morning and Merry Christmas. This one is from Benedicta and Ningo Pram Pram. She says, Kojo, warm Christmas wishes and prosperous New Year to Madam Joyce Bauer. Looking awesome this morning. Yes, that's very true. We can't disagree with that. This one is from Nicholas Kofi. He says, Kojo, I'm really grateful to all members of My Help, Your Help Foundation for their contributions and support throughout 2019 and for making our proposed projects in 2019 a reality. God bless them all. Can I read one more? Just one? Okay. All right. This one says, hello, Kojo. I went through a terrible problem on the 12th of May, 2019, and God brought Mr. Harley into my life to deliver me. He has been my angel. All that I will say is God bless him and his entire family. May he never lack. And that's thanks from Emilia Gazy. She says, big thanks to you, Mr. Sonny Harley. God bless you for the wonderful things you've done. And thank you all who have been sending your messages through. We'll see if we can read a few more in a bit.
I don't wanna sing the latest song. I don't wanna percolate the crowd.
performance of it. So many of your messages coming through. This one says, Kojo Afishapo, please help me say a big thank you to my wife, Mrs. Margaret Tichimaika, for her love. I owe my life to her. The love and kindness this woman has shown me throughout our marriage is amazing, but especially during my illness. Without her, I would have been dead. May God bless her. Please help me express my gratitude to her. Oh, Auntie Margaret, you certainly haven't saved only one life, but all the lives that are affected by Mr. Tichimaika have been saved by you. So we all thank you. We thank you so much for everything you have done. Malik, you probably relate to this. This one is from Charles Ajraku, and he says, I'm most grateful to Mr. Seth Ajraku of Zoom Lion. He's actually my older brother who has assumed the position of a father in my life. He saw me through SHS, Polytechnic, and into university. I'm currently doing my master's at Gimpa, and he still supports me and my son. Please help me say thank you to him, and that I'm very grateful. God bless him. Well, we'll read a few more of your messages later. In fact, Joyce Bawa Mokhtari will read a few more of your messages later, so stay tuned for that. Also, Joyce will tell us her biggest stories for 2019. That's all to come after this.
I composed Oye in 2009 in Atlanta, Georgia. So Oye is 10 years.
In 1989, that's when I composed Midakwe. So we sang Midakwe for the first time in Achimota School.
I think Angel Sam Kase did beyond what all the others had done before in 1989.
So there, that's all on our Hotline documentary, which comes up shortly. And I'll also tell you why we're having an explosion of joy in the studio right after these.
You need a trusty friend on whom you can depend when things come crashing down. Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy friend. Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy friend.
Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner.
My guy, I'm telling you, just when the bill came after dinner, she said,
I've got this. Next one on you.
Wow. Then we go shopping. They can't pay, no. She stopped me and said,
not too fast. I got this. Next on you.
So she make my eye get. I carry him go Samsung shop for Christmas. We go one Samsung Note 10 and one Samsung S10.
And she said I got this, right?
Oh, bro, she said.
You've got this, right?
Oh, such a
But you know Samsung got you, right? For every Samsung S10 or Note 10 range you buy, Samsung gives you up to 700 Ghana cedis off. Experience the power of 10 this Christmas. This holiday, Samsung is giving from 300 Ghana cedis up to 700 Ghana cedis off the Galaxy S10 and Note 10 range. Get it now before it's gone. Happy holidays. Terms and conditions apply.
What sounds good right about now? A concert in New York. What smells good? A curry in Mumbai. And what feels great? Taking off with Emirates Special Fares. Discover the world with Emirates. Book special fares by 31st December 2019. Visit emirates.com/GH. Conditions apply. Fly Emirates. Fly better.
My guy, I'm telling you, just when the bill came after dinner, she said,
I've got this. Next one on you.
Wow. Then we go shopping. They can't pay, no. She stopped me and said,
not too fast. I got this. Next on you.
So she make my eye get. I carry him go Samsung shop for Christmas. We go one Samsung Note 10 and one Samsung S10.
And she said I got this, right?
Oh, bro, she said.
You've got this, right?
Oh, such a
But you know Samsung got you, right? For every Samsung S10 or Note 10 range you buy, Samsung gives you up to 700 Ghana cedis off. Experience the power of 10 this Christmas. This holiday, Samsung